record on this computer. Then I'm
Yes, it works now. Yeah.
now it's recording. Okay, without any further ado, good evening, everyone. Delighted to have you all, and I'm super delighted to facilitate this lesson, which is the knowing doing gap. This is absolutely an absolutely amazing lesson, one of my favorites of all time. As I was saying, this lesson and the next one, they are the heart and soul of thinking into results. Of course, all the chapters are absolutely amazing, but these two, if you like, lessons will really tell you step by step what to do. The trick is very simple, very easy, yet so powerful, yet so many people don't do it, which is to change their paradigms. What is it I can do to change my paradigm? And I can assure you, this information that is in here, only Bob Proctor can teach and is teaching in his products. Most of the other courses will tell you, think this, you should be thinking this, you should stop your limiting belief, but nobody tells you exactly, like through a step-by-step process, how to do it. This is, if you like, the key to the kingdom. This is the key to the kingdom in terms of it tells you in a very simplistic and simple way what to do in order to change a limiting belief that has been running your life, okay? So, of course, we have very good paradigms that have been serving us. Those, of course, we will keep, and we will change or unwire only those beliefs that may not be serving us, especially, you know, if you are thinking about the upcoming, if you like, period of time and the upcoming goals. And I hope you've been really strengthening your beliefs about your goals. I hope by now you have your goal card. Can you please confirm that you have your goal card? So on our goal card, this is one of my goal cards, and at the top I have the date. I have by September 1st, 2020. This is my goal. And then I'm so happy and grateful now that in the present tense, I have, I get, I earn, I have in my bank account. It's all in the present tense. And you need to be specific. How much money? If it's money, how much money? If it's business, how much of this? If it's everything. So be as specific as possible. You see, the space you have in here is very limited. That's how the universe works. The universe loves the speed. And how does it bring you in speed what you want? It's by, you know, saying or stating what you want in one single sentence. From now on, I should be able to ask you, say, Tarek, what's your goal? And you say, by September 1st, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have in one sentence. That should be absolutely, you know, the goal card and the goal that you have in here. From now on, you should never be separate. So I have a goal card literally everywhere. I have in my bag, I have in my office here. In fact, in my office right here, I have even two. I have this one and I have another one. So I know I have two in my, and then if you are, you guys, you need to keep this one in your wallet, somewhere where you can touch it from time to time. If possible, many times during the day, in one specific day, you revisit, for example, during your lunch break, or for example, you are at work and you are having a short break, just have a look at your goal card and read it. And read it with emotions. And we are going to see why emotions are absolutely essential and important when we set goals. So now we set our goals. We decided on what is it that I want in particular. It's very clear, black and white, I want to do this. And you may want to split your goals over, for example, you say, Nabila, I have many goals and I don't know which is which. So the idea is, what is it you want to get in 6 months? It's still a C-type goal, but it's something that energizes you and excites you, but at the same time, it's a big goal for 6 months. Then I want you to look at if you like, the 1 year goal. Then I want you to look at 3 year goal. You see what I mean? This is not an excuse to delay your goals, but it's a way of looking at the bigger picture for yourself in the future. So now I assume you set your goals. Of course, there are some of you I will be touching base this week. Tara, for example, you and I need to get together on a laser call to work in particular on those specific goals you are working on. And each one of you is on a slightly different step, probably tweaking here and there. I will work with each and every one of you to have your goals really, really crystal clear in your mind. Notice your goals would probably, if you like, and the date you put in there is an approximation, because here's the deal. While there is a law which is called the law of gestation, the law of gestation tells you, for example, a baby needs 8 months in the mom's womb for a human being to come as a full baby. The carrot stays X number of weeks, the dog stays X number of months, and so on. There is a law of gestation. The truth is, for ideas, for thoughts, we know they will materialize, but it depends on different factors to, if you like, decide exactly how much time it's going to take to materialize. One of the things that is going to be so crucial in deciding how soon you get to your goals is the degree of faith you have in yourself, the degree of confidence and in faith you are going to put in it. I'm not saying you should have faith from before, but you are going to work on yourself to have faith. You might be saying, okay, Nabila, so how do I develop faith? I'm not so sure about myself. I want to develop this faith, but I don't know how. Faith, first of all, starts with a decision. When you decide you are going to build your confidence in yourself, everything will start clicking and kicking in your hand to build that confidence. I have right here on my vision board my decisions of what do I want to believe about myself. For example, you might be saying, I hereby decide that 2020 is my breakthrough year. I hereby decide that 2020 is my most amazing year, or it's going to make a big difference in my life. I hereby decide, claim it, state it loud and clear to the universe. I hereby decide to believe, for example, I'm going to read my decisions. I hereby decide to believe that abundance is my birthright and I deserve it. So here, the belief that you deserve abundance, the belief that you deserve all the good you want and that you can put on your goal card, it starts with a decision to believe that. So make a decision right here, right now, that you are going to start believing in yourself. I hereby decide to believe that I am God's highest form of creation. وَكَرَّمْنَا الْإِنسَانِ. This is in all books and in all religions, and even with the people who even do not believe. As far as we know, whether from science or theology or from religion, we know that the human being is the highest so far as we know. We don't know, if there are any other creatures living elsewhere in the universe, now that we know that the universe is much wider than we ever thought. But in any case, up to now, the human being and the human race, if you like, is the highest form of creation. One thing that, cuts all the noise about this is the mind. So far as we know, there is absolutely no, if you like, creature on earth that has been endowed with the human mind, with the ability to think. And we are going to look in lesson 4 and in lesson 5 the mental capacities, the mental faculties that God has endowed the human being with. So as we were saying, start with a decision. What do you decide here and now? You hereby decide to believe that you deserve it. I hereby decide to believe that everything is flowing freely and effortlessly in my life. Do you want to believe that? Believe that. State it, claim it, put it as an affirmation, and repeat it every day. And trust me, wait, and you will see what's going to happen in your life. The first day you're going to say, why am I saying this? This is not going to happen. The second day, likewise. The third day, likewise. The fourth day, likewise. 5 day, likewise. And then there is a day where you will start saying, wait a minute, maybe, why not? I mean, what's missing? I deserve to. And then why not? And then, yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe it will happen. It can happen. Then you will see it. You will start yourself meeting opportunities. You'll start seeing synchronicities happening in your life. So much you are thinking about it. So much you are strengthening your belief about who you are and your level of confidence and stating every day what you want. Your subconscious mind has absolutely no choice but start believing that that is true, because the subconscious mind has absolutely no way of knowing what's real and what's not real in actual. If you say it so many times to your subconscious mind, trust me, your subconscious mind is going to start believing that you are rich, that you are wealthy, that you deserve abundance, that abundance is flowing freely and effortlessly in your life, that you are confident, that you deserve to be the manager of your company, that people are trusting you, and so on and so forth. There is absolutely nothing that is preventing anyone or anyone in this, if you like, session, who cannot suggest ideas to the subconscious mind and see it not happen. The main thing is that you believe in it. The main thing is that you repeat it enough for yourself, for your subconscious mind to start believing it. Because that's exactly how your current beliefs have been built since childhood. You were led to believe, for example, that you are an amazing child, that you are confident, that you are very good in mathematics, that you are lovable. Other kids have been led to believe, for example, that they need to win the love of parents by bringing good grades, that they are not good enough until they bring good grades. And this develops, and we start, even as adults, looking at the outside world, looking at our paycheck, looking at our balance sheet, looking at our results and say, I don't have this. So we start thinking lack and limitation and scarcity mindset instead of thinking abundance. And that's the number one key. The difference between, if you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you would see that the people who are born from wealthy mindset parents, they usually have a wealthy mindset. Why? They think opportunity, they don't think lack and limitation. You see what I mean? So you have your goal card on this one. I suggest also that you have something called, let me see, there is an app which is called Voice Loop. Voice Loop. And the voice loop thing would look like this. See this little microphone, the gray microphone? That's Voice Loop. I think it's like maybe $5 worth. It's in the App Store. Type up Voice Loop and go ahead and purchase it. This is an app that will stay with you. It's one payment, I think it's €2, probably around $5. Go ahead and get it. And then what you want to do is record. You hit record and you record your goal. And then before you go to sleep, you put it like this and you listen to it for 5 minutes. In the morning, you listen to it for 5 minutes. And what voice loop will do, it will loop your goal. It will repeat it many times in 5 minutes. And then you will see this will maximize and speed up the process of suggesting your goal to your subconscious mind. Okay, so go ahead and do it. So now you set your goals. That's great. You are reading it, listening to it on voice loop. What else? Look, guys, as long as, so we created this goal with our intellectual mind by using our imagination, using our creative mind, our imagination, to create the goal and the life we want to live. Now, the next thing, it's not the intellectual mind that is going to make it happen. It's the subconscious mind. Now, how do we move from the conscious intellectual mind into the subconscious mind? That's by getting emotionally involved with the goal. What does it mean to get emotionally involved with the goal? Meaning you repeat it so much that you start feeling so connected with this goal. You start fantasizing what's going to happen once I have the $1 million in my account. What's going to happen once I move to this amazing other country where I'm living a life of abundance? What's going to happen once I expand my business to the next level up? What's going to happen if hold on, let me admit. What's going to happen once I do this and I do that? So, guys, if you are to retain one thing from today's session, retain this and please write it down. You don't get what you want. You get how you feel about what you want. Let me repeat this. You don't get what you want. You don't get what you want. You get how you feel about what you want. What does this mean? Goals, when you set your goals, it's not about getting. You can never get something while you are in the present and current state of consciousness. You are going to feel differently about your goal. You are going to get emotionally involved with your goal. And that feeling is the thing that is going to get you to your goal. So it's not about getting, it's about how you feel about your goal. In fact, what we are talking about, and this is the concept of the stick person, or the concept of the two squares, and which we are going to explain really well in the next lesson, is called the stick person. It's very simple, yet it shows and it explains in very easy terms. I'm surprised, I'm flabbergasted at why this information is not taught at schools. This information can save a lot of lives. This information is absolutely awesome and wonderful. And it's so important, and it's so easy even for the kids to understand. And it can change lives, yet it's not taught in mainstream education, which is the following. Which is, we as human beings, we operate on two different levels. There is the intellectual, conscious level, where we pour all the knowledge, the information, the MBA, the degrees, the PhD, the books, the math, the chemistry, the physics, the English, and everything. That's the conscious mind. That's our intellectual conscious mind. But there is another part. There is the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind, this one is not easy to change. Why? Because it accumulates things. After a long period of time, you start developing those habits, those routines you had over and over and over again. You have the same message which is repeated times and again to you, until one day you start believing like what dad and mom believe. If they believe that money is difficult to get, you will notice how at an early age, the kids, you see them behaving like dad and mom, repeating some fragments of sentences. I'm not sure if you notice that, if you have kids, they start repeating phrases, sentences, words that their dad and mom keep repeating. And that's how paradigms are built. It's little by little over. So we have the conscious mind, we have the subconscious mind. Now, and then we have the behavior of the human being. What is the behavior controlled by? The behavior meaning your actions and your reactions and how you go about your daily life. Now, our actions are controlled, meaning the body and how it behaves itself. It's really controlled by the subconscious mind. It's really controlled by what you believe to be true at a deep subconscious cellular level. It doesn't go by what your intellectual mind tells you. You see what I mean? That's why people can think a lot of amazing thoughts about how they want their future, but they cannot do it. They wake up the next day and they say, oh, maybe not today. Maybe, maybe I'm not meant to be. No. I'm not meant to be. And you have people who think certain beliefs in their mind, and they even start creating stories about it. They start inventing stories about it. I have a client who, when she first started with me, she started saying, I'm a big hot mess. And the way she was saying it, it's like she started enjoying saying that about herself. She started, and when we started working, I said, look, if we're going to start working together, we're gonna get rid, or we need to get rid of this statement. It's not a good statement. I mean, for you to go around, because what the way we talk about ourselves expands. The way you talk about, and we will do a session about how our language will create our facts. Anything, guys, you connect with I am. She was saying, I am a big hotness. I am is the name of God. And whatever you connect with I am should be really, really considered and said with care. You should be really, really careful and choosy and really pick only the good things you say about yourself. For example, I had somebody else, oh, I'm not good in mathematics. I've never been good in math. I am not good at, whatever you say is going to perpetrate and expand. So we need to be really, really careful about what we say about ourselves. If you are saying, I'm not confident, or I'm not this and I'm not that, I would like you guys to stop and start reflecting and observing. Now, consider Tarek or Nadra is someone else, and don't beat yourself to it, don't beat yourself, but just consider, what is Tarek telling himself? What is Tarek speaking about that? What is the language connected and associated with the I ams? Is it a loving, respectful, considerate, and absolutely amazing language? Or is it a language of somebody beating himself or downgrading himself or not appreciating yourself? Guys, whatever the level of language you are talking to yourself with, your language to yourself should be the most loving, amazing, respectful, only positive, only encouraging, only positive statements should be connected with your I ams. Remember, with all of you, I did the exercise with a little child that you brought home. I want you to bring back that little child and treat him. How would you treat, how would you if you like, deal with that you, that little child that is in you? Would you like accept to treat that little child anything less than a loving way? Of course not. You see what I mean? So this is what I mean. Then the next thing, what are we going to do? Then the next thing, I would like you to start reading your goal like your goal has already been fulfilled. This is a concept by Neville Goddard, which is act and read your goal as if your goal has already been done. Right now, right here. If each one of you has already achieved the goal, how would you feel? What would you do? How would you behave? How would you act, react, and so on? This is so important because it gives your subconscious mind an idea about what you want. If you want that absolutely amazing Mercedes, S-Class Mercedes, or whatever is it, 4x4 SUV, or whatever is it, what I would like you to do is go to a showroom and test to drive it. Of course, when the confinement and the quarantine is over, go into a showing room and test to drive the car. I want you to sit in that car. I want you to hold the steering wheel. I want you to touch the leather. I want you to smell the smell of a new car. I want you to really, really feel, yeah, it's mine. This Mercedes S-Class is mine, and it's a black, and the leather inside is crimson red, and it's 4 doors, and I would like you to have an authentic and genuine and real experience about this car. Why? The subconscious mind is going to believe that you already have the car, and it will start bringing it to you. This is the most absolutely amazing discovery of the 20th century, and which the 21st century is now confirming. We become what we think about all day long. This is the statement, this is the absolutely mind-boggling reality, and think that Earl Nightingale back in 1953 could not say clearly to people because they would have shot him if he told them we become what we think about, because the level of consciousness in the 1915 wasn't ready. And that's why when he wrote the New Lead the Field, the program, Earl Nightingale is Bob's mentor. So Earl Nightingale back in Chicago 1953, when he was doing his broadcasting from Chicago, there are things which he put between the lines in the New Lead the Field program, which now Bob Proctor has taken, and he called the program the New Lead the Field. And in this program, the New Lead the Field, because today we have an open consciousness, we have a higher level of awareness. Bob Proctor was able to explain to us some of the concepts that Earl Nightingale could not say at that point in time, because the people were not ready. And the most important concept is we become what we think about all day long. If you haven't watched The Strangest Secret video, there is a video called, you go Google it, it's in there on YouTube. It's called The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. Have you guys retained this? The strangest secret. The strangest secret by Earl Nightingale. If you haven't listened to it, go ahead and listen to it. It's amazing. Just the voice of that man will give you shivers. So we become what we think about all day long. I would like you guys from when you have, we said you have your goal card, when you start reading every day, I would like you to read it from the wish fulfilled. You are not thinking of the goal. You are thinking from the goal. My goal has been achieved. Close my eyes and I imagine myself. My goal has been done. How do I feel? This is living from the wish fulfilled, not of the wish fulfilled, living from the wish fulfilled. I absolutely, absolutely love this material. Remember, the mind is the most miraculous, marvelous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force the world has ever known. This is Napoleon Hill. And, you know, the mind, this is exactly what we mean. The mind can give you anything you want if you know how to use it, if you know how to guide it, if you know how to give it the right direction. And in one of our lunch and learns, I'm going to deal with auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion. How is it that I can start suggesting ideas to my subconscious mind, telling my subconscious mind, hey, I want this, help me get it. Hey, I want this, help me get it. And as you auto-suggest meaning you make suggestions to your own mind and you repeat it and wait for a miracle, wait for things to start clicking in your life. Because whatever the mind, the subconscious mind believes to be true, and it's going to come and achieve it in your life. However, this is the thing to retain, is that the subconscious mind doesn't speak English and doesn't speak Arabic, by the way, and doesn't speak any of the languages that we have. What does it speak? It speaks the language of vibration. How are you feeling? And that's where we come back to feeling. How do you feel? What is your level of vibration when you talk about your goal? Are you excited? Are you in love? Are you fully immersed in love with the idea of achieving that big goal of yours? Are you energized? Are you excited? Do you feel like jumping out of bed first thing in the morning? That's exactly how you want to feel about your goal. And that's the only language that your subconscious mind understands. At one point, we will talk about why it's important to be in the vibration of 500 and above. 500 hertz. 500 is the language, is the vibration of love. You need to be in a state of love, and as much as you can. At 500, you are in a state of love and in a state of gratitude. Anytime you feel you are below 500, below 500 is the vibration of blame, of complaining, of venting, of talking about negatively about other people. All frustration, anger, upset, depressed, pressure, stressed out, all of these. I think I have a flyer or something that tells you all the level of vibrations that human beings go through. And that's why when you watch some meditation or YouTube pieces, clips or something, it tells you this is 432 hertz vibration. This is 528. This is 800. The binaural beats, you will find YouTube clips with binaural beats. These are the most powerful if you can handle them. So from now on, tune in to your level of vibration. You can't be reading your goal when you are feeling like this, depressed, and I'm so happy and grateful. No, it's not going to be that. How you do it, you imagine yourself in the wish fulfilled. My wish has been fulfilled. How do I feel? And then start thinking about your goal. I'll do a session on vibration. But for the time being, we retain that our subconscious mind understands the language of vibration. So here's something you can start doing right now. And I think we all believe in, at least the people who are here, believe in Quran and the importance of gratitude, alhamdulillah, okay? And gratitude is the first thing you should be doing, and I think you would be doing already, when you feel in a vibration that is not so, that is below 500. First thing you need to do, I'm so happy and grateful. Oh my God, this is such a beautiful day. Oh my God, somebody brought me this bottle of water. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. The language of gratitude and appreciation. So to come back, it's a decision. Decide to believe you are confident. Decide to believe you are abundant. Decide to believe that this goal is going to happen no matter what. Decide to believe. It starts with a decision. And my friends out there, if you haven't read the chapter on a decision, it's in the book. It's at the end of the book. It's the chapter on decision. See this one? Decision by Bob Proctor. If you don't have the book, it's in the Dropbox folder. There is a chapter called decision. Please read it, okay? If you haven't done so. If you've done so and you are ready to move to lesson 2, be my guest, because this is one of my absolutely amazing lessons. And before I start moving on, okay, tell me about your wins. You guys, what happened? So it took me a while to, kind of connect lesson 1 with lesson 2, but now I'm ready to hear about your wins. What are your wins for the week? Can you use the chat box to tell me? Or if you want to come on board, absolutely, by all means. Tell me, anything positive, good, amazing, awesome? You finished all tasks that I have. Which ones, Tara? Which tasks? In your job or in your study? In your job. Awesome, 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 awesome. Are you having some time for studying, Tara? The request from you. Good. I mean, thank God, this is really blessing in disguise. This is giving so much time for everyone. At this end, you study at the same time. Absolutely. Guys, this is the golden time to study. This is the golden time to increase our level of awareness and build ourselves from inside to be ready for what's going to happen after COVID-19. Please consider COVID-19 as your runway to freedom. Consider COVID-19 time, this time where we are locked up at home. It's a blessing in disguise. It's a blessing in disguise. Why? Because you are having an absolutely amazing, awesome opportunity to be ready to study, develop your opportunities. Because you remember before this thing, we were rushing, we were going like crazy. We were driving and rushing back and forth. We hardly had any time. And that's why I consider it to be a huge blessing. You attend the 3 course. Blessings, Taraq. You are crushing it. Taraq, you finished the assignments in time. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so let's move without any further ado to our agenda. So what we are going to do, I'm going to introduce lesson 2, which is the knowing doing gap. We are going to review, I think we have already reviewed lesson 1 worksheets. And then we will move to the notes for lesson 2 and wrap up. First off, guys, I think you know this. There is a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. I think you know by now that there are a lot of intellectual people. There are a lot of people who are geniuses, yet they live a miserable life. They live a life of lack and limitation. Some geniuses ended up really poor, really destitute, really without anything. And they were recognized only after they died, you know? Knowledge doesn't mean you are going to make it happen. This is something we need to be 100% sure about is that knowing something doesn't mean you are going to do it. Now, you guys, you are among the 3% of the people who understand why. Why? Because knowing something takes place here in the conscious mind. Doing something or walking something or executing something happens at the subconscious level. If you think, if you believe you can do it, you will do it. If you don't believe, and belief happens here. If you believe you cannot do it, it's not going to happen. Let me see. Sometimes I do not know the path. Which direction should I go? Okay. Have you read the chapter Decision, Tara? Tell me. Not yet. Okay. This is what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to read this chapter Decision for at least 1 week. 1 week, every day, read the chapter Decision. The chapter Decision, it's in, the PDF, the participants guide that you have. At the end of lesson 1, there is the chapter Decision. Or you can go to Dropbox and it's there under the folder Extras. There is a folder called Extras, and there I put a lot of articles that we need. One of them is this chapter on decision. It's an amazing. When we have an important decision to take, you don't know the decision. You don't know how you are going to behave. There is no preset formula how you are going to be. The fun is you take a decision with the knowledge that you have, and you take a decision here and now. You give it your best shot. You give it your best shot. You give it your best interpretation, and then you start doing. Once you start walking, you start putting one foot in front of the next, the way will be shown. As long as you haven't moved, as long as you haven't started taking action steps, you will not have a confirmation for your decision. And what's going to happen? People always think I need to be 100% sure, first of all, and then I'll decide. And actually, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. You are going to take a decision based on what's the best I know at this point in time, here and now. And take a decision. And the truth is, in our culture, they teach us that risk. No, be careful. Don't do that. It's dangerous. Don't do that. They teach us to be scared of risk taking, and this is something we need to get rid of. Because if you are not going to risk anything, you are not going to gain anything. There is no such a thing as a guarantee or as a warranty certificate for your decision. The only warranty is that you gave it your best shot and you start working diligently toward accomplishing the decision you've decided. And what if you need to tweak? We need to course correct. You need to change a little bit, the roadmap. Absolutely. This is what we mean. As you start working towards your goal, you will grow. You will grow towards your goal. You grow into your goals. And that's why we work only with C-type goals, because only C-type goals give you the growth you need. You see what I mean? So you are not supposed to know 100% exactly how, the result of your decision is gonna show. The only thing you need to know is at this point in time, I'm giving it my best shot. I've done my research, I've done everything, and now I'm gonna take a decision. If you look at, people in sports, if you look at, Edison 10,000 times, he tried to make that bulb, incandescent light to light 10,000 times. And 10,000 times he's been ridiculed. 10,000 times people laughed at him. 10,000. And then he made it happen. What do people now remember Edison for? They remember him as the one who made the incandescent light. This light bulb that is like right now giving me light is the artifact, is the outcome of his deed. So there is no such a thing as a clean process, like I want to be 100%. People who say, I want to be 100% before I do something, that's an excuse for not doing something. That's the paradigm that is speaking. It's their paradigm that is telling them, if you don't know how, then you should stay where you are. And in fact, that's the language of the environment, the family, the school. Because every time as we start to grow, as very little kids, if we start fantasizing or drawing a horse with the 10 legs, it doesn't matter. That kid is fantasizing. But when we start growing up, they start telling us, how are you going to do it? What do you mean by this? Show me how you are going to do it. And you know what? If there is a killer question that kills the dreams, it's the question of how are you going to do it? I don't know how to do it. I don't know. I want 1 billion. I want a thriving business. Right now, I don't know how I'm going to do it. What I know is I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to start a license. I'm going to start this, and I'm going to give it my best shot. And I have faith in my own capacities. Maybe I will hit less than 1 billion the first time, or the first or second or third year. But if you keep diligently working towards your goal, there's absolutely no way you are not going to hit it. You are going to hit it. And that's the power of a decision followed by massive action. You don't take a decision or write your goal and you sit back and you say, okay, come on. Now, show me, subconscious mind, show me how this is going to happen. Of course, that's not going to happen. You need to think what you want, you need to feel and connect with it, and then follow up with massive action towards your goal. Let's move on, guys. Okay. So in this lesson 2, as I was saying, guys, the beauty of this lesson is it's going to show us how to change our paradigms. And I love this lesson. So what you will learn in lesson 2, if you want to make permanent changes in your life, this lesson will help you do it. Here are 3 things you will learn from this lesson. 1, how to turn a negative behavior into a positive behavior. 2, a repeatable process to change any habit. 3, a strategy to convert negative habits into positive results. This is it. This is the secret, right? So in lesson 1, very quick review, we listed our wants, then we wrote a personal and professional goal, then we wrote the written description of the person you want to become, then we captured your goal into a goal card, then you are going to follow up with 6 steps, with the 6 steps in autosuggestion. This point, guys, I'm going to devote a lunch and learn, most probably next session, to deal with it. We haven't done it yet, but I'm going to explain to you exactly what to do with it, okay? Earl Nightingale, this is Earl Nightingale I was telling you about, the gentleman with the absolutely $1 million voice. The strangest secret, he says, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. A goal is always in progress. Okay. I am going to skip this one because I'm going to explain it next time. Now, the knowing doing gap. Understanding the knowing doing gap. So as you know, there is a difference between what you know and what you do. Knowing is now, doing is, it has to do with your goal. And that explains why people could be knowledgeable, yet they do not achieve anything. Let's read together these notes regarding the knowing doing gap. 1, There is an enormous difference between what most people know and what they do. There's a difference between what they know and what they do. Notice the difference is not so big with kids, but as we grow older, the gap is going to widen. You will find people who are literally walking encyclopedia in terms of what they know about diets and this diet and the keto diet and this diet and this and the Japanese and so on, but they don't practice it. But when it comes to executing, they can't execute it. They try the keto, diet for 1 or 2 days, 1 or 2 weeks, and then they stop. They are not able to execute. Why? Because their paradigm will convince them that it's not a good idea. And the first bump in the road, like they have, for example, they don't feel good or they don't see a visible change, they come back and say, no, it's not working for me. No, I don't like keto diets. And then they continue reading it. They continue reading about it. Why? Because intellectually, they want to lose weight. They want to lose pounds, but they cannot execute. So there is an enormous difference. Now, the conscious mind is connected to the world around us through our senses. We can hear, see, smell, taste, and touch. This is the first thing about the conscious mind, is that it's hooked to the outside world through the senses, the 5 senses: hear, see, smell, taste, and touch. What does it mean? It means these are our connectors to the outside world. Our intellectual mind is very much connected to the outside world. We see something on TV, after a little while, you see your vibration is going low a little bit. You watch something negative on TV, you talk with somebody, with a colleague, and he starts blaming the company and blaming the boss and saying bad things about the boss or anything. Notice after a little while, you start feeling a little low, and you say, I don't know what happened. I am not feeling well. There's something. Feeling is your conscious realization. It's your conscious indication of how you feel. It's emotion is your conscious awareness of how you feel. That's why it's called emotions. It's energy in motion. We don't have a set energy. We are all the time, every second, every minute of our life, connected and affected by other energies. So we will show you little by little how to protect your energy. How even when you are in a meeting and people are talking negatively and so on, you have the capacity to keep your own energy positive, and you become a driving force for positive energy. You not only protect your energy, but you start also affecting others in a positive way. But most importantly, it's to protect yourself, because when your vibration is up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, your results are going to be up and down, up and down, up and down, and up and down. What we want to do, we want to start picking up our vibration to a level and stay steady. And how do we do that? By becoming observant. When I talk with this friend, I feel, oh my God, I think you feel it. You go into a room sometimes and somebody walks in and say, oh my God, I need to get out of here. And sometimes you are with somebody and you want to stay with them for the rest of your life, right? That's the effect. That's energy. It's energy. Okay. The subconscious mind is the part of the mind that expresses whatever is impressed upon it. For the purpose of this lesson, because we will expand on in the other lessons on explaining the conscious, subconscious, and so on, you could say the subconscious mind is in control of the doing. And this what explains the gap. We can think intellectually what we want, but we don't execute. Why? Because the subconscious mind is in control of the doing. The conscious mind is in control of the knowing. If they are not working together in harmony, nothing is going to happen. A habit, look at this. A habit is an idea that is fixed in a person's subconscious mind. It causes them to do something without any conscious thought. This is a habit. The habit of the employee who is always late. It's a habit. This employee, no matter what you do, you chastise them, you give them a warning, you give them what, you threaten them, you will dismiss them. They are always late. When you give them like a really hard talk, they may come on time the next day and the one after, but little by little they will come back. They'll come back to where they belong. It's a habit. In their mind, they believe if work starts at 9 o'clock, it's okay to arrive at 9:20. In their mind, in their subconscious mind, they have a habit that has been built over many years, that if we have an appointment, for example, or if we have a meeting or a family gathering, if the meeting is at 2 p.m., it's okay to come at 2:20. And then this person is going to extend that to everything else they do. Anytime they have an appointment, they say it's okay to arrive 20 minutes late. So that's a habit. A paradigm is a multitude of habits that causes our habitual behavior. When we have many habits together, it becomes a paradigm. For example, you have the paradigm of the procrastinator, somebody who procrastinates about everything, about the company, about the light that doesn't work, about the pen that is not working, about the gold card that is thrown here. Everything is an element of procrastination, and everything could be postponed. You know, procrastination. This employee is, okay, so we are coming to that. How do we change the habits? Have you started lesson 2, Tara? Have you started lesson 2 or not yet? Not yet. Okay. When you start listening to Bob in lesson 2 and doing the worksheets, you're going to discover how do we do it. It's very simple, but it needs persistence and repetition. Okay? Now, so the procrastinator, this is somebody who is always late for everything. Remember we said the habit, this person is always coming late. Okay? Now, when this person has a project, he is also late. He leaves the project until the last 15 minutes before the deadline. He submits this project 15 minutes, half an hour, probably even 15 minutes after the deadline. And he thinks it's okay. That's the procrastinate. And then the thing is, he says, I didn't have time. I was rushed. I was swamped. I was this. But all of these are good excuses. And they may be good excuses, but they are never the real reasons. The real reason is the paradigm. They may be swamped and busy and so on, but it's their paradigm. It's their paradigm that's telling them it's okay to, submit right on the deadline or 20 minutes after the deadline. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing, right? The paradigm of the procrastinator. Okay, so the paradigm, you have a procrastinator. He arrives late at the airport. He arrives late to school. He arrives late to, to work. And he is always coming, or playing or bringing his game together the last 15 minutes before the deadline. That's a procrastinator. And sometimes they fall in the trap. They fall in the trap of being punished by the company or being chastised or this and that, and they miss the flight. You see a lot of people miss their flights on the plane and so on. So at times, we do things we do not want. We do things we do not want. Do you think this person wants to arrive late? then they get results they do not want. They miss the flight and they pay an extra, you know, penalty to change the, you know, the flight ticket and stuff. But they still do it anyway. They still do it anyway. This is because of the paradigm in the subconscious mind that controls our actions and behaviors. A common error, and I see a lot of programs out there that do that, is trying to change the result, trying to change the behavior by trying to change the results by changing the behavior. They try to change what's on the outside. When this happens, the change is generally temporary. When you try to tackle just the behavior, it's not going to get you anywhere. You will notice people go on a diet, they do it for a few days and then they come back. Why? Because they haven't changed the root cause of the issue. The root cause of the issue is their self-image, and the self-image is the most important paradigm. What needs to happen in the case of the diet person is he needs or she needs to build a self-image of the thin person. She needs to build a self-image of, she needs to have a goal of becoming a person who is thin. In her mind, she needs to see herself as a thin person and how to get emotionally connected with the idea of losing weight. What's going to happen to them if they lose weight? Once they are emotionally connected with the idea and they write their perfect self-image and they repeat it every day for a number of days, no less than 30 days or 90 days, depending on the strength of their paradigm, then they will start doing the diet, they will start getting the results, and they will become thinner. But the change needs to happen inside first. We need to change the paradigm. We need to change the self-image first before we go on a diet. We need to change the self-image of the shy person if we want to behave in a sociable, personable, outgoing person. You see what I mean? And so on and so forth. So lesson 2 worksheets. If you haven't started working on the lesson 2 worksheet, this is in answer to Tariq's question, how are we going to do it? The worksheets are meant as an activity that challenges you to immediately apply the lesson learned. Guys, if you are not doing the worksheets, nothing's gonna happen. Why? Because the worksheets are going to show you step by step. They may be simplistic. Some of you might be saying, the questions are so simple, I know them. No, notice, it's I know them. It's not about knowing. Now, the program is called Thinking into Results. How to think ourselves into getting the results that we want. And that's by doing the worksheets. I want you guys to implement every single thing you learn in here. Do the worksheets. The worksheets are an essential part of the Thinking into Results program. Why? Because they break down the process for you. So each time you watch the lesson, you should also complete the lesson worksheets. Be sure you are writing out your answers every single time. Now, how are we going to reverse the process? Normally, people go like this. Oh, okay. So I see in my bank account, I don't have a lot of money. So in my mind, I don't have a lot of money. I am poor. I don't have enough money. So this is the mindset of scarcity. Then when I repeat that enough times, I say, oh, money never stays with me to the end of the month. I usually spend my entire salary by the 20th. By the 20th, I don't have any more money. So here what happens, you thought about it, you looked at the results outside, you thought about them, you emotionally involved with the situation as is, and what's going to happen, you are going to take action that is going to further consolidate that idea. You will notice that you are going to take action that is going to further confirm the idea that you don't have enough money, that the money is always spent before the 20th, and you get more and more and more of the same thing. Because any action you take is going to give you back a reaction. You give an action of lack and limitation, you receive back a response of lack and limitation. Now, how do we change this? How do we change this? Let's start from number 1. Writing causes thinking. You write down what you want. And that's why we started by writing our goal. Writing causes thinking. Writing causes the creation of neural pathways in your brain. So that's why you write what you want. Then you start thinking about the image of you having your goal. This is thinking creates an image. 3, the image you created in your mind stirs some emotions. It's going to stir some emotions. So saying, oh my God, isn't it amazing if I get that Mercedes? Oh my God, just imagine I'm now that businesswoman and I have my business and everything is all right. How would you feel? Amazing, isn't it, right? So it stirs your emotions. Now, what's gonna happen? Don't underestimate emotions. Emotions is the language of the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is going to pick that up because you are emotionally involved with that goal. What's going to happen? The subconscious mind is going to kickstart the action. Emotions cause the action. And when you start taking action towards your goal, you start taking action towards your goal. There is absolutely no way, there isn't going to be a reaction from the universe. It's all about energy. You give out a thought about what you want, you're gonna get back. Energy always comes back to source. Energy always comes back to source. You're thinking, our thoughts are one of the most powerful type of energy that ever existed in the world. You can research it, you can study it. This is fact. Our thinking, our thoughts are so powerful that when you emit thoughts, it's going to come back in like, meaning you send out positive energy, you're going to get back in exact proportion the energy. You send out negative energy, it's going to come back in exact proportion to you. You see why we are saying don't, kind of mix with the negative thinking, because it's gonna be difficult to let it go. It's gonna materialize one way or another. You see what I mean? So the knowing doing gap, this is the strategy to change your habits. Read your new description every day and imagine yourself with the new behavior. What are we talking about here? We are talking about we are talking about 2 important pages, which is the knowing doing individual worksheet. In my book, they are on page 29 and 30. These are really, really important. So you first describe the situation that you don't like as it is. Describe it in its detail as it is. You are frustrated because this, you're blah, 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 all of this. Describe the situation that you don't like. And then on the next page, you are going to describe the situation as you want it. And what you are going to do, you are going to read your new description every day and imagine yourself with the new behavior. You are going to repeat every day for 30 days. And then you are going to read the persistence chapter from Think and Grow Rich every day for 30 days. The chapter persistence is at the end of the lesson, the knowing doing gap. It's at the end. You'll find a chapter called persistence. Guys, it's been absolutely an absolute pleasure to have walked with you on this lesson. Let's see if we have any questions or anything at all. Worksheets are these the questions in the guide? Yes, exactly. These are the questions in the guide. Repeat writing or reading. Repeat every day. Hold on. Look at this stuff. Read your new description every day and imagine yourself with the new behavior. Read. Then repeat every day for 3 days. Sometimes to consolidate my belief, I also rewrite. When I have time, I do rewrite. You can rewrite. It strengthens your the change and the belief, okay? But you can start by reading. So read your new description every day and imagine yourself with a new behavior. Repeat every day for 30 days and then read the persistence chapter from Think and Grow Rich every day for 30 days. I will further explain this to you, each and every one in your laser calls. Do not hesitate to book your laser calls. I have already created a link for you guys that is really special for my Thinking into Results, students. And I'm going to share it with you in an email. I can't wait to see you start applying these things in your life and meeting with you in your laser calls. Thank you so much. Thank you for making the time. My apologies because I've taken more time than needed. Where is the link? Which link, Tara? Tell me, which link? Thank you so much. Tara, can you, which link? Where is the link? The link to the consultation call. I'm going to send it to you by email. I created it. I just created it today to give more space for the laser calls. I'm going to share it with in an email for you to book the call. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye. Have a good night.